Hi, my name is Mary Kay Parkinson, and I want to talk today about is it real? Are the brains and nervous systems of highly sensitive people working differently than those of non-sensitives? And I want to turn first to Elaine Aron. She's the founding mother of the research on high sensitivity. She established high sensitivity as a trait separate from other traits. And recently she's gone on to do to gather a group of scientists and do some brain scan studies. And so she had highly sensitive people and non-sensitive people look at these sort of detailed pictures of scenes. And it turns out that the highly sensitive people did use more eye movements, spent more time looking, and the parts of their brain that are involved deeper processing lit up. So there was, in her initial study, definitely evidence that it's real, that we really do process information differently. And then I'll turn to Susan Cain, who wrote the book Quiet and has recently put together a lot of really good research. And I'll start with, she talked about Jerome Kagan, and he did temperament research from longitudinal from babies to adolescents. And he did like how they reacted to startle. And he called the kids highly reactive, whose amygdalas really reacted strongly to startle, and low reactive, the kids and adolescents who had a much less reactive amygdala. And he also found that these kids literally used more eye movements and looked at things longer. So that was sort of a similar kind of finding. There's another man, Carl Schwartz, colleague of Jerome's, who picked up the research as these high reactive and low reactive subjects moved into adulthood. And he did showed them pictures of unfamiliar faces, and he was seeing how do they react to an unfamiliar face as an adult. And sure enough, the amygdala of the adults that were high reactive still reacted more, and the amygdala of the low reactive group still reacted less. So that held across the whole lifespan. And there's just one last researcher, David Dobbs, that I want to mention, also from Susan's book. And he put together something called the ORCID hypothesis, which I think I'm just going to read directly from Susan. His hypothesis: highly reactive kids are more influenced by the world around them. Many children, like dandelions, are able to thrive in many different environments. But others, like orchids, wilt easily, but under the right conditions can grow strong and magnificent. So we are really seeing evidence that it is true that our temperament, our genes, our brains, and our nervous systems are really different. And you've heard people say, kind of this saying, it's never too late to have a healthy childhood. And I want to bring that up because what happens is if you give yourself the right environment and the right conditions, you can grow strong and magnificent.